Week 46, and I've got my photos out, and I'm just going to put some journaling cards, and there's a tiny bit of teal in the bottom photo in the middle, and so I'm just going to pick out some teal journaling cards and use the sort of teal and grey as a colour scheme this week. So I'm working on a title card and doing a bit of stamping, but as I'm doing it I just realised it's a bit dark and I quite like the second generation stamping more. So I try again, and every time I stamp I'm just going to stamp off first onto the scrap paper and then stamp it onto the card, and I'm actually using 2 different grey inks just to give a bit of variation as well. And once that's all done I can wipe the ink off my table, trim the card up, and that's going to be the background for my title card. Go ahead and trim all the corners. And I need 2 more background papers. So I found this teal one, but there was nothing else in the pad that wasn't too busy. So I'll have to make another stamp background for that. Now this stamping was a bit of a fail as well. I started with these tiny words and started repeat stamping them, but the more I did it, the more it just looked like big columns of stamping, so I just didn't really like how it looked. So I flipped it over and tried to do it more sort of random, and I didn't love that either. So then I gave up on the tiny words and went with just another one of these hexagons. And I only need to go around the outside of the card because my photo is going to be in the middle. Can trim that down and add the photo to it. And in the end I put the tiny word in the middle of the photo. So I still got it on there. Next up I just need to tie in the pink from the ribbon around the milk at the top, and I'm just going to add some of these wee pink stars to do that down here. So for my title card I wanted to put this washi strip on, but I wanted to make sure it was at the same level as the photo next to it, so I've just put that beside it to try and get it straight. And then adding a title with these blush pink alphas. Just going to add a couple of these enamel stars in the same teal colour, and that's it. Work on this top card. First I'm going to stick down my photo, except I've run out of glue. Grab another one and stick that down, and then I'm going to use these stamps to stamp along the bottom. The stamps are sort of curved, but you can straighten them out on the acrylic block. So I'm just doing that each time and leaving a wee gap between each word to put a star stamp. Some of them are easier to straighten than others. But eventually I get them all done and then just pop the wee star in the middle. Just glue down this photo. I'm going to add this wee acetate ticket. And then another piece of this washi strip down the bottom. and I'm just going to make a wee cutout to put on top. And the first time I did it, I thought I'll use the same hexagon shape and just stamp on the back so that I know how to cut it out, and stamp a tiny word on top. But I realised it wasn't white on the back. I'd used a scrap piece that had other stuff on it, so I had to do it again. And then once I did it and put it on the photo, I realised I didn't actually like the white. So I do it a third time and stamp it in a teal ink. Which I like much better. Just adding a few more of these sweet enamel stars. And then I'm going to just quickly write some journaling, which is actually quite unusual for me. And I'm done, except I just swapped the two cards at the bottom just to make a bit more of a triangle with the pink.